Hello, and I'm here. I know I was on a hiatus for a couple of months. You know, that's what happens when life gets in the way. And what does one do when one cannot talk to others about orchids or mess with their orchids? They look at orchids online, and then they end up on, you know, websites, stopping by stores, and they're like, oh, I think I'll have that one, and I think I'll have that one. And this happens to be one of the ones that I was like, I'll have that one after visiting one of the nurseries here in Colorado. Nick's, actually it's Nick's Garden Center. I just usually go in there and look at their orchids, but they do have some other things. I actually have bought 3 rose bushes from them this year. But I thought I would share with you some of the ladies that I have acquired since we last saw each other. And let me know down below in the comments if you have any of these, if you grow them successfully, any tips you might have as far as, you know, growing in my environment, which is in Denver, Colorado, in my living room, where the ambient temperature is usually around 77 lately. Right now the humidity is 35, but it's been staying at about 40, 44, so not too bad. And no, I didn't do any research on any of these. It was like, oh, I think I'll have that one. So, my mistake. Either way it goes, I'm going to attempt to grow them all, and let's move the camera so you can see them all. One moment. Might be a little jiggly at first. I do apologize if it is. So let me move some of them out of the way. And I think one of these I probably have already shown you because I did purchase it prior to my exodus. But just in case, I thought I'd snatch it in here. So what we have first is the Dendrobium, and I'm going to not pronounce this correctly. It is a Dendrobium hecusinae. That one? Let me know in the comments down below how you'd pronounce that. But I got her from Brookside Orchids, or I guess him, it's Dendrobium. It's a miniature Dendrobium that has a rather weird growth pattern. So that's why I put it in this, it's just a food container that I drilled some holes in. And once I got it, of course, I then did my research. They do grow in kind of a rocky area. So she is in a mixture of, this is bonsai grit or bonsai mix and small bark to help with aeration and to kind of close the holes so that the bonsai bark doesn't come out. But she has 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on this side 5, 6 new growths coming out, and she is maturing off 4 of them, the 4 that she came with. And I know she looks a little sad, but that's because initially the pot that she was in, I had her in just a regular, you know, just a regular orchid pot that we normally use, and then I noticed her growth pattern was kind of elongated and coming out, so I thought I'd do this. And I have had to water this about once a week, so I think that's a pretty good thing. I do try to keep the moss that came with it right here. I do kind of mist it in the morning just to kind of freshen it up, but I think she's doing okay. I will start fertilizing her now. She's been in the setup for, like I said, about a week or two, and I will start fertilizing now that she's kind of settled in there with all those new growths. Then, since we're right here, I got this one. Again, Nina, some of these are your fault, just so you know. And Nina is Nina from Ninja's Orchids, for those of you who don't know. So if you do grow in LECA, or primarily in LECA, and are new and need some information, she's a walking encyclopedia on how to grow in LECA. So go check her out. I'll leave her channel link down below. But this is the Rhincostylus gigantea. And the name, of course, you know, I think is a indication of what she could be capable of. And I'll be honest, I saw it, I bought it off of Amazon, I saw the name and I was like, and I had just finished watching, I think there was a Care collab on the Wrinkle Stylist. I can't remember, but I remember I had just finished seeing it. I saw it, I was like, oh, we'll have one of those. So she is in a moss and large bark mix. And she did come with this leaf just starting. So she is, I'm hoping the roots that are in there are still good. I don't want to disturb her, but the leaf is growing. So normally if you see leaf growth, there's root growth along with it. She sits in a southwest facing window where she gets lots and lots of bright light. She gets the early morning sun and the late afternoon sun directly on her. And you can kind of see that with the anthocyanin that's kind of built up on the leaf here. Then we have the Hariella retrocala. Why, yes, I do have one of those. But this one is called the Three Lip. I will show you. Again, I got this one from Brookside Orchids. Now, the reason that she is called Three Lip is because her bloom is just the lip of the Hariella retrocala. I was hoping that she would be in bloom along with my Hariella retrocala, so I could show you, but I do have a picture of her last bloom. I'll post somewhere up in here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. It is so cute. Now she did come on a mount just like the other one did, knowing that I was not going to be able to take her requirement needs of staying damp. I put her in the same setup that the Hariella retrocala is in, which is just some moss and perlite with a bark topping. So, and she stays in here so that it doesn't dry out too quickly. And as you can see, she's got 2 spikes, and she did come with the 2 spikes, but look what I literally just noticed this 3rd spike right here. So I have grown a spike since she's been here. And that one there is getting ready to open up. So as soon as that opens up, we'll do another update on her. And if they both bloom at the same time, I'll kind of do a quick update on that. So keep a lookout for that. And the other one has been blooming since July of last year. Literally just continuously blooming for a year. And growing new new leaves, roots, the whole 9. She is very, very happy where she is. And she sits literally on the other side of where the other retrocala sits. Which one should we talk about now? Let's do this big girl here. So this one, again, from Brookside's, I can't take the tag out simply because the roots have grown onto it. As you can see, she has lots and lots of roots in there. She is blooming size. You can see she's bloomed here. Now I'm thinking this might be 2 plants in here. I'm not sure, but she does have this beautiful growth right here. And I really need to repot her. So if that's something you guys want to see, let me know and I'll film it, because she is root bound. I have soaked her several times and kind of tried to squeeze the pot. There's no squeeze in this pot, guys. This thing is packed to the rim with roots. And I just love the way that Cattleyas look when they're growing, those stonkers. Look at that. Oh, that's just gorgeous. All right, and I tried to go back into my order to kind of get the name of this, and I can't find it. So I'll keep looking, and if I do find it, I'll put it down here for you guys to see. We'll save that one last. So this one that we saw earlier in the beginning of the video is the Bola Noda that I did get from Nick's Nursery, or Nick's, let's see, it's Nick's Garden Center. I keep saying Nick's Nursery. It's Nick's Garden Center. She does have lots of roots, lots of growths. She came with the blooms. I cannot take credit for them. They have a beautiful citrusy smell in the evening. And let me see, where is it? There's a growth right here. I don't know if you can see it in there, but right by my finger, she has a little sheath coming, so she may bloom for me again. I do not have any plans on repotting her just yet. I will need to repot her at some point, but I may just leave her for a few more weeks and repot her at that time. Then we have this one, and like I said, I can't remember if I told you guys about this one or not, but I thought I'd show it to you again just in case. But this one is the Dendrobium Roy Takanagua, and I had broken right here. This was the new growth that he came with, and I broke it. I wasn't paying attention and just broke it because I was trying to pick it up and my thumb caught it. However, looking at it yesterday, we have a new growth off of this lead here. So there is hope that Trish may possibly be able to grow at least a cane before the end of Le Season. All right, now this one that I'm about to show you is totally Nina's fault. I know, I keep saying it's her fault. Really, it's the fault of everyone who participated in the last care collab they did on this. The blooms on this one here are amazing. Okay, the color combination, one would not think that orange and like a purpley color would look good together, but on this girl, holy cow, it's gorgeous. And for those of you who haven't already figured it out, this label says Cattleya Zip. It was originally a Cattleya Zip, I believe, but since that has been reclassified, it is now a Cattleya Zip. And I did get it from Curl Smith. She has been grown from a seedling, and you can tell that because of the smaller bulbs right here, which were a little more desiccated when I first got it. It was totally dried out. I let her soak for about a good hour, and I've been giving her a good soak every couple of days. But she did come with a sheath. Now the sheath is still green. I'm not expecting a bloom from this. It did say blooming size. I had not bloomed yet. But I'm thinking this is probably a practice sheath for her, and hopefully on the next growth I'll get a sheath. But if she does bloom for me, I'm not going to complain by any means. By any means. And she does have room for one more growth in this pot, so I will be leaving her in here. She's in a, looks like a mixture of small bark, some charcoal, looks like a little bit of perlite, and I see some leca balls in there as well. But like I said, if she blooms for me, yay. If she doesn't, I will just have to wait. In the same order, because the shipping was almost as much as the orchid, I was like, well, let me find something else to throw in the basket, as we often do. And I found this lovely here. So this is a Bubblefilm Falcata, again from Curl Smith. Now she has been repotted because the pot that she came in, all of these new growths that you see right here were going to be coming out of the pot. And I was not willing to risk messing things up. So I put her in this. This pot I originally bought for one of my house plants. It has a holder in it. So I do keep a little bit of water at the bottom. Then there's a layer of the bonsai mix. I'm just going to call it bonsai soil at the bottom. And then it's a mixture of moss and bark chips and perlite. The bark chips and the perlite, of course, are to help with aeration. And then the moss is because, from what I've read, bulbophyllums like to stay damp. Well, I don't have any other bulbophyllums, and I am hoping, keeping my fingers crossed, that this one doesn't stink if she ever decides to bloom for me. Her rhizome is pretty long before the growth starts. You can see right here how long that one is, and then you can kind of see let's see if I can get in there, kind of right there, that rhizome right there, kind of long. And what I ended up having to do after I put her in here are these three new growths right here were still kind of far away from the media. So to allow any roots, because there were some root buds kind of showing, I just kind of put a little layer of moss on top and then put the bark chips on top to kind of help. And then the one that's kind of buried in there, it was like that when I took it out of the pot, so I just left it for backup. This was already on here when I got her as well. So I am keeping an eye on that. I don't know if you can kind of really see that, but I am kind of keeping an eye just to make sure nothing spreads. And if nothing else, I can just pop that leaf off. But yeah, so now I've ventured into the world of a Bubblefilm, and like I said, I'm hoping she doesn't stink, because I've read that they don't necessarily have the best smell. And let's see, what have we not looked at? Let me move the zip out of the way real quick. We have this one. This one I got from Carter & Holmes. Again, just looking, seeing, like the flowers. And this is the Brasanthe Maikai right here, which is a cross of the Nodosa Susan Fuchs with the GUR Borgiana Carula. So we shall see. She has this lovely new growth that was just beginning when I initially received her, and it's grown fairly quickly. Let's see, I got her almost the end of June, so the 22nd of June, so it's the end of July now, so that's put on pretty quickly. And I will leave her in this mixture because there's plenty of room for growth. Once she starts hitting the edge of the pot, I will repot her at that time. And then I have another one that I can't remember if I showed you guys or not, but I have this one, which is it's a Cattleya Cattleya, and since Cattleyas are now Cattleyas, it's just Cattleya. Mini Purple Carula, which is Blue Hawaii 4N crossed with Self, that I got from Brooksides. Again, pretty flowers, must have. They kind of have a purpley blue as by the name, but I just noticed she has started her new root growth on the latest growth there. So when I got her, this growth right here was just finishing and the roots were just starting, so that's when I repotted her. And then now this one has the new root growth on it. I did get it in May, but like I said, I don't remember if I let you guys know we have this one. But I don't see anything happening. Well, I do see something happening, but it could just be a beginner. Let's see if we can get you in there. But way down in there, let's see. Probably not, but she does have something looking like it's going to come up on there. But again, if it is, it's probably just a teaser, a practice one, until she decides to become a blooming size. But yeah, so there they are, guys. And like I said, once this one blooms and the other retrocala blooms, I'll post a picture and then probably do a quick update on the two just so you can see them. And like I said, if you grow any of these, have any suggestions, leave them in the comments down below. And more importantly, let me know if you want to watch me struggle while I try to get this bad girl out of the pot and put her into her new home, because this one here is already starting to produce roots, so I will be doing that in the next few days. So just let me know down below and we'll get that going for you guys. All right, well, everybody have a beautiful day. Don't forget to like the video, share it if you think it might be helpful to someone else, and go ahead and subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, just helps me out a little bit. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.